Alright guys, how's it going? Welcome back to the channel to another episode of a youth only Road to Glory, where we take our team one of our own FC and see how far up the English pyramid we can take them in 30 seasons. This is our 20th season now and we are up to League 1, of course getting promoted from League 2 last season. We're up to League 1 with a few big teams in here. The current championship teams, we've got Swansea, Plymouth, Norwich, Millwall and Coventry, who we're actually starting the season up against. Coventry at home in League 1, and then next up we've got Coventry again in the Carabao Cup away at their ground. So we're in League 1. This season all we want to do is stay in the league, really. We don't want to get relegated again. We've got 10, after this season we'll have 10 seasons left. Leave a comment below where you think we will be by the end of this save. Will we make it to the Premier League? Of course, we started off in the National League North. Looking at our club, as you see, we've got 5-star youth facilities, 4.5-star training facilities. We've got a 15,000 seater stadium. Financially, we're in a very good spot. We've got £27.5 million with almost 200,000 per week under the wage budget. Our current wage total is only 27,000. So financially, we are all set. Although we did sell a player, it wasn't happy. Devon Blair, 2.8 million to Wolverhampton with a loan back clause. Not the best player, to be fair. 2.8 million, a good price. A CDM, a position we don't really use. So we sold him on. We've loaned him straight back as well, and with a 25% sell-on clause. So not a bad sell. We've got loads of players in the squad, so we do need to flog them on as we go. As you can see, we've got a full starting 11, a full 7 subs, and loads of reserve players. And as you can see, loads of players out on loan. So selling a player is not the end of the world, just to keep the squad all tight. Matenga somehow suspended as well for the start of this season. Suspended for the Carabao Cup game and 2 league matches as well. So he will be out. This is how the squad is looking though. If we go back to it, all the players are now come through the youth facility. Of course, we're 20 seasons into this save, so a few senior players have come through the youth system. But this is how the team is lining up. This is how the team, the assistant manager has set the squad out. Seracum in goal looks to be a decent player, of course, replacing John, I think the name was, the guy that we sold. Also, just anyone interested, a nice little stat is one of our players. I had a look to see how he was getting on, but Trinket, if you remember the striker that we sold to Everton and then was sold to Man City, under the English nation, you can see he's actually got a cap. So one of our players has gone on to play for England. Trinket, who we had, I think, very early on, almost 10 years ago. I'm not sure what league we was in when we got him. It would have been in either the National League or the National League North. But he's gone on to play for England. Of course, we've got loads of money back from him. Just an interesting stat there to show you guys. But that is the roundup for how the squad is looking. But so let's go through until we get our crop of youth players for this season. All right, so through till the 22nd of September, as you can see on the top right-hand side, and we're doing very well to start the season. We're up to the point where our youth players are going through. I haven't had a look yet, but as you can see in this last game, we beat Colchester 1-0, and we are currently sitting in 4th place in League 1 in our very first season in the league. 8 games, 5 wins, 2 draws, 1 loss. A +5 goal difference, just 1 point behind top of the league Coventry. Of course, we played on the first game. We actually drew 1-1. If I show you the fixtures so far, we didn't have the best start to the season, starting off with a draw at Coventry, a loss away at Coventry in the Cup, and then a 2-0 loss at Barrow. So we started off with just 1 point from our first 3 games. We then won a couple, drew, lost against Fylde in the Bristol Street Motors Cup, and then 3 wins on the trot in the league with clean sheets as well. And we're doing very well in the league. And this Albie Lynch guy, I forgot to mention, but I did reject a £15 million offer at the start of the season. We then had an even bigger bid, I think in the 20s, but I rejected it again. As I said before, at the start of this season, financially, we're in a very good position, so we don't need any money. So I've rejected it. It might make the players unhappy. As you can see, he's not the happiest, but he doesn't want to move club right now. So we've kept hold of Lynch, only 18 years of age, and he's one of our better players. 9 games, he's got 3 goals and 3 assists already with a 7.66 rating. He was on loan last season, so it's actually his first season playing with the club. And he looks to be a very good player, already 4.5 stars, and he's only 18 years of age. Valued at 4.3, as I say, we've had offers in the 20s for him. So if we keep hold of him, it looks like we're going to have a very good squad, and we might actually do okay this season. So going into the crop of youth players, only 6 players coming through, so not the best, but hopefully there is some good ones in there. And there is a 5-star centre attacking midfielder, Hutchinson, 4.5-star left back, which is very good, Maynard, 2.5-star right back, hopefully he improves, and a 4-star striker, Horan. So decent intake. Of course, these ratings will change throughout the season. So hopefully a few of the bad ones do get better, and Maynard and Hutchinson stay in the 4s and 5s. So not a bad intake, not the best intake. Of course, not many players coming through, just the 6 players. But a very good start to the season. We're up in 4th place. Hopefully we can maintain this. Usually we start off very well and then there's a big drop off and we end up near the relegation zone. But let's continue on as usual until the 1st of January and catch up with the squad and the youth players then. Okay, so through till the 1st of January, and as you can see, we've already made one sale. Fern has been sold to Luton for 6.5 million, as usual with a loan back clause with a 25% sell-on fee. So hopefully some more money from him in the future. But we've sold him on. Mickey Fern. He's a winger. He can play that attacking midfield role as well. But we've sold him. He's only played 6 games for us this season, so he isn't really a first starter for us, and mainly he is a winger, and we don't use that formation. So we've sold him on. The squad hasn't been going too well. As you can see, quite a lot of reds in their losses, draws. Not a great... We did go up the league. We did go all the way up to 3rd or maybe even 2nd, but with all those losses, we have dropped down to 11th place. But the main thing is we should be safe from relegation. We are 14 points above the drop. We are now 7 points off the playoffs. So playoffs looking unlikely now with how the form's going. A lot of the players want to leave the club. Hopefully, if we do make it to the Premier League, we won't have this issue so much of players wanting to leave to fulfil their potential. Especially the goalkeeper, desperate to leave, hasn't been happy, always wanting to go. As you can see, wants to move, disappointed, loads of red arrows, but we haven't got another goalkeeper that can fill the spot. And as you can see, he's a very good player. Only at 2.7 million, but that's because he is unhappy. Very poor morale at the moment. He's going to be worth a lot more than that. So if we can keep hold of him, and hopefully he does become happy after a while. We've still got 5 years left on his contract. So unless the club do get rid of him and terminate his contract, we've got a very good goalkeeper for the future, if only he's happy to stay. But hopefully we do well this season. The sooner we get promoted and do get up to the Premier League, then the less this should be happening of players wanting to move clubs. So we're sitting 11th in the league. Did we make it through the cup? We did make it through the group stage of the Bristol Street Motors Cup. Let me have a look at the groups. Let's go up to here. So we finished first, 2 wins and 1 loss, 6 points. We lost to Fylde in the first game, but then we beat Scarborough and Manchester City Reserve. So we did actually win the group in that game, in that competition, sorry. And we are now playing Mansfield in the 3rd round. So we'll see if we've got a little cup run going on. Have we had the FA Cup? We have, and we lost to Aldershot in the 1st round. Of course, we lost to Coventry in the 1st round of Carabao Cup. So all we've got left is the league and Bristol Street Motors Cup if we do make it anywhere in that competition. But we'll probably lose that game as well against Mansfield coming up on the 5th of January. A very compact January, loads of games. Let's have a look at our youth development. Let's go across to the development hub, down to youth development, and Hutchinson's still a 5-star, Maynard still 4.5. Not much changing. I think Ironside was only half a star or 1 star. He's up to 2.5 now. I think Field, the right back, has dropped a bit as well. But overall, not bad. There's a few players that we will be taking on. Of course, still time for those ratings to change, but looking very good. So let's continue on until the end of the season and see where we do finish up in the league. So not a great second half of the season. Of course, it started really well, was right at the top of the league. And we even done the double over Norwich, who got promoted. But we finished down in 15th, which we would have happily took at the start of the season. Of course, all we wanted to do was avoid relegation. So 15th and 22 points above the drop is a very good season. Of course, where we started off, we didn't finish as well as we started. But still, overall this season, we were happy with 15th position. Let's have a look at our youth players. We're actually going to take everybody. We're going to take Field. He's a right back. He's only got 2-star potential, but we're going to take him because we are short in that position. Maynard, Horan, Hutchinson 5-star, and Ironside, our biggest improvement, was only half-star, 1 star at the start. Centre midfielder, shot all the way up to 5 stars. So we're going to take him as well. Wilkinson, a left back, which we centre back, which we do need, but only half-star potential. So we're going to release him. So we've got 5 new players coming in out of the 6, and in the reserves, of course, they'll go straight into the first team and we will loan them out. I'll show you some transfers quickly. Of course, we had the January transfer window and we sold, who did you see? You saw Fern, I think, for 6.5 million. Hanley ended up going quite cheap, 2 million. Wasn't happy, always complaining, wants to be on transfer list, so we ended up getting rid of him. He has got 25% sell-on clause. I think all of these players do. Carragher, I think he left last season, but all the players here, if you haven't seen, they're how much we sold them for. I think they've all got a 25% sell-on clause as well. We also got some finances from players that we sold with a sell-on clause that have then been sold again. So our transfer budget's actually shot up to nearly 37 million now, with £200,000 per week spare in the wage budget. So we're financially in a very good position. If this was a normal save, we'll buy a very good team and go up the leagues. Brazil was actually our best, highest top scorer. Not the greatest looking player on stats. A midfielder as well. But he has got 14 goals this season. Blair, top assister. Matenga, I think he usually does get the most yellow cards. I think he's the one that started the season suspended in the league and the cup. 16 yellow cards for Matenga. No red cards though. So that is the end of this episode, guys. The end of the 20th season. And we've got our highest finish yet. 15th in League 1. Hopefully next season we can push on. If you guys have enjoyed this video and are enjoying the series, please leave a like on the video. Subscribe if you are new. Leave a comment as well. Let me know where you think we will finish by the end of the 30th season. But thank you very much for watching, guys. And I'll see you all for another video.